comfortable seated position. So just at the beginning, just kind of getting focused, doing a little bit of breath work, so it can be cross-legged or even on your knees or whatever's comfortable. And just roll your shoulders up and back a few times, just working out any kinks. And then come to sitting up nice and tall. So feel yourself grounded through your sit bones, lift it up through the base of your spine, through your whole core, through your neck, and all the way up to the top of your head. You can relax your hands and your knees. Start to close your eyes and start to notice your breath. So taking long, deep inhales in through your nose. Long, deep exhales out through our nose. Our yoga breath. Maybe as you're inhaling, you may count for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue, maybe even going up to 6. Using your breath to help calm your body, calm your mind. And taking a moment to set an intention for class. So your intention could be something, a goal you're working on, it could be something positive. I like to also remind myself at this time to kind of stay present, so let go of everything else from earlier today, anything else you have to do later, and just for the next 40 minutes or so, trying to be completely present, being here. And let's take our next inhale together. So long, deep breath in through your nose. Pause when you get to the top. And then open up your mouth. Exhale, sigh out. Just letting everything go. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, long, deep breath. Pause, hold it in, open up your mouth. Exhale, sigh it out. And then you can start to open up your eyes. Very good. All right, before we start with our warm-up, we're going to do a few shoulder stretches. So go ahead and get your strap. Just kind of warming up our shoulders. So we're just going to hold it in a strap for you. Yeah. Just kind of holding that strap out in front of you, drawing the shoulders up and back. And you can reach up. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. Reaching it back behind us. And we'll do this, maybe between 5 and 8 times. Just warming up the shoulders. Going nice and slow, back and forth. Keeping our arms straight. So when we're at the office or at a desk during the day, one of the places we store a lot of our tension are in our neck and in our shoulders. So it's good to kind of open up. And I'm already kind of feeling it here. Okay, right on. There. So we'll do about 3 more. And if you don't have a strap, you can just, like, if you're at home or watching a video, you can just find something else, even a towel. All right, so our next shoulder stretch. All right, so what you're going to do is go ahead, doesn't matter which arm you start out with, I'll kind of show you so you can see. You're going to bend one elbow back, so it's bent straight up. And normally we'd kind of do this motion, but we're going to take that bottom arm and straighten it. And then we're just going to lean over to the side, to the arm that's out long. So sitting up tall, head and neck is in neutral. Keep that elbow lifted up. And then a little bit of a side stretch. A few deep breaths here. And then we'll come back up, switch sides. So bending the other elbow. So just starting out, sitting up tall, bending that elbow right up next to you. Straightening that other arm behind you and leaning towards the arm that's straight. So also a little side stretch, opening up. Make sure you're not hunching forward. Good. And then you can come back up and release. So for next, let's go ahead and come up onto our knees. So just kind of maybe sitting back a little bit on our toes, getting a little bit of a toe stretch as well. You want to bring out those toes, sitting back. We're going to come here, open up our chest, open up our shoulders, arms are out nice and long, and then give yourself a big hug. So squeeze the shoulders together. So we're stretching them in the opposite direction, and then from here you can come into Evo arms. So bending at the elbow or above the elbow, trying to bring those hands together if possible. If not possible, you kind of just stay in that hug position. A few deep breaths here. Lifting the forearms up a little bit in front of you. And then we're going to untwist, open up our arms again, and then this time opposite arm goes on top. Give yourself a big hug, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good. Either just staying here or coming into our eagle arms, bringing those forearms up straight in front of us. 3 deep breaths. Open up, interlace your hands behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, so open up your chest, and then from here we can come forward, top of the head comes down, and then we reach our arms up and over. You can relax those feet, those toes down. Good. And then coming back down. Alright, from here we're going to come onto our hands and knees, tuck your toes, spread out your fingers, and then come into downward facing dog. So lifting those hips up nice and high, trying to make an inverted V shape. Spreading out the fingers, a nice strong base in the hands. And then maybe heel toeing the feet. So getting comfortable here, waking up your body, bending one knee, straightening the other. Pressing your chest towards your upper thigh. Deep, steady breathing. And then from here you can bend the knees a little bit, look up to your hands and walk your feet, or step your feet up to your hands. Ragdoll forward fold, bending at the knees, allowing your head and neck, arms and shoulders to kind of just relax here. You can even grab your elbows. Sway a little bit side to side. Lift up through your hips. And then from here on the inhale, we'll come to a half lift. So hands come to the shins, shoulder blades go back, head and neck reaches out long. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more of those to warm up. Inhale, half lift, shoulders back, straight in the back. Exhale, fold forward 1 more time. Half lift. Exhale, fold forward. And then this time we're going to come all the way up. Reach those arms either out to the side or straight in front of you, whichever you prefer. Lifting up through the center line, bringing the hands together, dropping the head back. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, again, inhale, reach up. Interlace your hands, pointer fingers up top. Exhale, stretch up and over to your right. Bringing those hips forward. Head and neck in neutral, or looking up towards your fingers. Reach, reach, reach. Deep breath. And then coming back up, lengthening through your spine. Exhale, stretch up and over to the other side. Just come forward a little bit, straightening out the arms. Reach. Deep breath. Good, a little bit further. And then come back up, and we're going to reach back just a little bit from here. You can bend at the elbows, dropping your head back, keeping the hips forward, looking behind you. And then exhale, slowly coming back up so you don't get dizzy. Hands to heart center. We'll step towards the front of our mat, set up for some sun salutations. I'm actually going to take my shirt off. It's a little warm in here. All right. So whenever you're ready, we're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, shoulders back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to top of a plank. Pause, nice strong plank at the top, sit slightly up. We're going to lower down, maybe starting out all the way to your stomach. Untuck the toes, squeeze the elbows together, lift up head, neck, and chest, cobra pose. Exhale, come back down. Pushing through a tabletop into downward facing dog. Maybe stepping those feet in just a little bit. about hips distance apart. 5 deep breaths here. Nice and steady. Relax your head and neck, so chins towards your chest. Noticing where you feel the stretch. So maybe feeling it in your arms, shoulders, back of your legs, calves. It's a great stretch for all over. And then from here, bend the knees a little, look up to the hands, step, walk, or even hop, feet to hands. Come into that half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach, coming all the way up. Hands together, head drops back. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, coming back down again. Inhale, reach up, going with your breath. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, back to the top of the plank. Maybe this time coming to an up dog, so lowering halfway, pointing the toes. So only the tops of the toes and the hands are on the mat for the up dog. Shoulders back, looking up. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths, resetting. So, in down dog, always kind of maybe finding some movement. This is also a good time to come into a child's pose too, if you kind of just need a little break in between. And then bend the knees, look up to the hands, step or hop, feet to hands. Come into your half lift on an inhale. Exhale, fold forward, deeper. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do that again, warming up the whole body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, top of a plank. So you can choose either to come all the way to your stomach for a cobra pose or partway for an up dog. So cobra stays here with your legs on the ground, up dog all the way up here. All the way top of the feet on the ground, and then coming into downward facing dog. So just 2 options, 5 deep breaths here. The cobra pose is a little bit more gentle on your back and lower back. Upward dog takes a little bit more strength and is a little bit more of a back bend. You can bend the knees, look up to the hands, step or hop, feet to hands, half lift, fold forward, and reach, come all the way up. Lengthening through the spine, exhale, hands to heart center, good. From here, chair pose. So bending at the knees, tucking the tailbone a little bit, keeping the chest lifted up here. So you can start with your hands at heart center, and reach those arms out, shoulders back. And then reach the arms up a little bit more. 5 deep breaths, good. And then we'll exhale, fold forward. From here, we're going to come to a forward fold twist. So you can bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, right fingertips on the mat, left hand to left shoulder, open up that shoulder, look up to the ceiling, reach that left hand all the way up. Yeah, good, looking up to your left fingers. Bringing the body weight a little bit forward so you're not sitting back on your heels. Good, and then coming back down, we'll switch sides. So bending the left knee, left fingertips on the mat, straightening the right leg, right hand to right shoulder, right arm reaches up, open up the shoulder, look up to your fingers, bringing the body weight a little bit forward. Good, and then we'll exhale, fold forward, inhale, half lift, exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, come back to a plank, lower down to an up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, from here, 3-legged down dog. So you're going to take your right foot up and back, bend at the knee, and then open up the hip. So stacking the hips, flexing that right foot, still pressing into down dog, so still pressing your chest towards your upper thigh. And then you're going to come forward on onto your left toes. Bring your right knee up high to your chest, right foot through between your hands. So if it's only halfway, you're going to grab the ankle, bring it all the way up to your hands. Yeah, because you want that foot right in the middle there. Bend your back heel down. Make sure your front heel's in the middle of that arch. And then when you're ready, you can come up about halfway to our warrior one, and then reach the arms up. So for this one, our hips are square to the front. So if you want to take your hands to your hips and then square to the front, it's more awkward, not as natural. And then sink, reach those arms up, sink into the front leg, trying to get that knee stacked over the ankle. Lift that torso up. From here, take the left hand over to the left side, warrior two. So hips square to the long edge of the mat, more natural. Arms are reaching out long, nice and straight, so you can kind of look back. Make sure your arms are straight. And then your gaze is focusing on your right fingertips. Focusing on your breath. And then keeping that nice bend in that front knee, flip your right palm up, left hand comes down. Reach up and back with that right hand, reverse your warrior. Good, coming back to our warrior two, we're gonna set up for extended side angle pose. So we're gonna come to the first level, reaching forward, bringing the right forearm just above the knee, and then reaching the left arm up here. So this is our first level. Option to stay here, or bring the right fingertips down, inside the shin, good. And then reach the right arm forward. Sorry, left arm. Very good. Deep breath. Nice strong legs. And we're going to come back up to our warrior two. We're going to spin the feet so they're facing the long edge of the mat. Take those feet in a little bit so they're about medium wide, setting up for goddess pose. Feet out about 45 degrees. That's right. Bring your hands to your heart center, shoulders back, and we're going to start to bend the knees. So sending the knees so they're not coming in, they're coming out. The energy is coming out, so the knees are kind of lined up.
You can turn around if you want to.
Yeah. The knees are kind of lined up over the feet. And then we want to keep that chest lifted and then start to sink down. Even if you're not down very low, that's fine. You deep breaths here, good. Feeling on your inner thighs. From here, let's add a little movement to our breath. So we'll inhale, reach our arms out and up. Exhale, just bring your hands down to heart center 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back down. 1 more time. Inhale, reach. Either just staying here, hands down to heart center, extra challenge, coming up onto your tippy toes. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Good. Shake it out. And we're going to just take a big step to the front of our mat. And then we'll get ready to do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll come down and do some seated poses. All right, so whenever you're ready, sitting back, chair pose. Shoulders back, bending at the knees, tucking the tailbone. Deep breath. Either just looking forward or either looking up a little bit. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. And then bend the knees, plant the hips, coming back to the top of the plank. Lowering down to an up dog or cobra. Shoulders back. Head and neck lift up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settling in, maybe taking the feet in a little bit. And then 3-legged down dog. Left foot comes up. Bend the knee, open up the hip, flex that left foot. Still pressing into that nice down dog. Deep breath. And then come forward onto the right toes, left knee up high into the chest, left foot through. Then slowly halfway, just grab the ankle, bring it all the way between your hands. Yeah, good. So just take your time setting up. Spin the back heel down. Make sure the front arch is in the middle of that heel. And then when you're ready, coming up halfway, warrior one, shoulders back, and then you can reach all the way up, making sure the hips are facing forward, arms facing forward. Sinking into that front knee, but keeping the torso lifted. Deep breath. Pressing through the pinky, I've decided that back foot. It wants to kind of come up. And then you can take your right arm out to the right, so hips square to the long edge of the mat, arms reach up straight. And then our gaze is focused on our left fingertips. Deep breath. Lift your left palm up, right hand comes down the right leg. Reach up and back reverse. Good. Coming back into our warrior two, we're going to reach forward, extended side angle. So first level, forearm is above the elbow, right arm reaches up. Option to stay here, or if you want to try to bring those fingertips down, and then maybe reaching that arm forward, about 5 deep breaths. Good. From here, we're going to come all the way up, then squaring our feet against the long edge. This time, taking them out wide, so wider than before, maybe as wide as your fingertips. We'll interlace our hands behind our back. Use your shoulder blades together. Open up your chest. We're going to fold forward, wide-legged forward fold. Reaching the arms up and over, lifting up through the hip. Tucking your belly in to get a little bit lower. And go ahead, release your hands to your lower back, and then hands go underneath you. You can start to walk your hands behind you. Good, and then bringing your coming up on your fingertips in front of you, coming to the half lift. And then hands to your hips, hinging at the hips, coming all the way up. And then you can face your left foot to face the front, and then big step forward. Good job. All right, we're going to make our way down to the mat for our yin yoga, our slower poses. So let's go through vinyasa. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step back. Top of the plank, lowering down. Dog or cobra. Shoulders back, looking up. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then from here, coming back to your hands and knees, we'll take a little child's pose. So go ahead and take your knees out wide. Reach those hands forward. Relax your forehead down. We're going to stay here for about a minute. So using this time to come back to your breath, feel yourself just kind of grounding into your mat. This is a good resting pose, but it's also a good stretch for shoulders, upper back, insides of our legs. Good, and then you can slowly start to come back up, walking your hands back. We're going to come into a tabletop, so we're going to keep, for this one, thread the needle pose, keep your hips up over your knees. And we're going to take our right hand underneath the right elbow, right side of the head comes down, right shoulder's down, and then your left hand can kind of just slide forward on your mat, yeah. And then option, for your top hand is to bring it behind your lower back, and that helps open up the shoulder a little bit more. Good, and then you can take that right hand, left hand, cross it into the mat, coming back up, and we'll just switch sides. So take that opposite hand underneath, opposite side of the head, shoulders down, hips stay up high, either sliding that right arm on the mat in front, or you can take that hand behind your lower back, looking over your shoulder, opening up your shoulder a little bit more. And then you can bring your right hand back down, coming back up. All right, from here we'll sit back, get our block in case we want to use it, so it's an option, and we're going to come to a squat, yogi squat. So block is just be.
Yeah, it's boring.
Did you leave your windows down?
Oh, no. But
I know.
umbrellas in the car, I don't want to in the office, but.
It'll probably start in 5 minutes.
So we're going to come into yogi squat, block as an option, so your feet are about the width of the mat, kind of out at a 45-degree angle. So first level yogi squat, come down halfway, bring your forearms inside your knees. Check in, see how you feel there. Next level, you're going to lift your chest up, bring your hands in, come down a little bit lower. And you may find it easier to come up on, like lift those heels up too, it might be more accessible. So option to do that. Other option, because we're going to hold this a little bit longer, is to come to seated on the block, and it just allows you to get that good stretch in, right? So maybe just trying it, right? And then let's hold it this time for about 10 deep breaths. And if you need to, maybe halfway through using that block to sit on. Trying to keep the chest lifted. Trying to relax the muscles in our thighs. Trying to find some stillness. Trying to find some ease in the pose. Two more deep breaths. And then from here, you can bring your hands in front of you. We're going to lift our hips up. Heel to our feet together, come to a ragdoll forward fold. So ragdoll forward fold, bending the knees, maybe grabbing the elbows, allowing your head and neck to completely relax. So maybe shaking your head, yes and no, to make sure it's relaxed, or even swaying side to side. And then from here, we're going to come into a yogi squat one more time. So you're coming up halfway, taking the feet out, 45-degree angle. Coming back down. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Maybe adding a little twist from here, so straightening out the right hand inside the right knee, lifting up with the left arm. Good, and then switching sides, left hand goes inside the left knee, lift up with the right arm. Good. And then from here, just straighten the legs, coming back up, heel twin feet together, and then we're going to come down onto our knees. We're going to do ankle stretch. So sitting back, flattening out the toes. Yeah, so toes on top of the mat. Or coming into, or doing whatever variation you want. So what we're doing is lifting up the knees a little bit, and you'll feel it on the tops of your ankles. So those a little bit. So just like kind of bring your hands behind your back, leaning back into it, yeah. And at first, I mean, maybe you feel it a lot at first, or maybe it takes a little bit before you start to feel it. Good ankle stretch. And then coming forward. Great. So next we're gonna come into Pigeon Pose. So hip opener. So when you're, yeah, it's really good if you're sitting at a desk all day. It's opening up the hips. So you can start either in a down dog, or I'm gonna start in a hands and knees. Right knee comes behind right wrist, and then walk that foot as far as you can. You can even grab it, but walking it over to the side. And it might not come that far. That's fine. Taking your back knee back as far back as it'll go, even if it doesn't go that far. This is a good stretch for runners too. And then you can relax that back foot. So relax the toes down. And then kind of starting out, just coming up, squaring the hips. So taking that right hip back, left hip forward, shoulders back. And then we come down to our resting pigeon. And we'll hold this for at least a minute. So really just allowing the pose, just allowing gravity to do the work, allowing your body to relax into the pose. So softening your face, softening your jaw, coming back to your breath, and just relaxing here as much as you can. Try not to keep anything tense or tight. And then from here, you can come up. So maybe just coming up halfway, either staying here for a few breaths or advanced option if you want to lift that back foot up, reach same hand back. Okay, that's just advanced option, right? You don't have to. Grabbing that foot, so getting a little bit more of a quad stretch here. Yeah, that's hard. So that's the full, it's called a mermaid. Yeah, I can't do it. I should have got the picture. You had you smiling. you
Pretending like she was smiling.
All right, and then from here we're going to lower it down. Take your time bringing that back knee back, straightening out that back leg, just stretching it out, or coming into a down dog. Just to stretch out the legs here for a few breaths. And whatever your body needs. And then when you're ready, we'll foot up to do pigeon pose on the other side. So coming back to your hands and knees. This time left knee comes behind left wrist. Bring that foot over to the side as far as it'll go. Back knee comes back. And starting out in that upright pigeon pose, trying to square the hips, so trying to send the left hip back, right hip forward, and then coming down to your forearm. Try to find a way to rest in the pose. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can even bring, the left hip up high. You can even kind of roll it over to the side even. Try to relax the muscles in your hips, outside of your left hip. Relax the muscles in your face. Come back to your breath. And just noticing how this side feels compared to the other side. If it's tighter, a little bit easier, or if you can't really tell. And then you can come back up onto your hands. So either just staying here, this can maybe be enough, just trying to hold up here for a few breaths, or leaning forward so you're not quite on the kneecap, bringing that back foot up, and maybe that's enough right there for today. Or you can grab that top of that foot, getting a little bit more of a quad stretch here, but this is more advanced. Back onto your hands and knees, stretching that leg out behind you. And then maybe coming to a down dog, stretching out both legs. And then coming back onto your hands and knees. We're going to take our time to make our way onto our backs, finishing on our backs. Ready, coming onto your back. Maybe hugging your knees in towards your chest and doing a few little circles, massaging your lower back onto the mat. And then from here, we're going to come to supported bridge pose. So you can take your block. So go ahead and find your block. And we're going to probably put it at the medium height, lifting your hips up, and then sliding it underneath. Try to find a good spot, not quite on your glutes, but kind of on your sacrum area. So just allowing the hips to lift up. Your palms can be open out to the side, or you can just reach your arms up in front of you. So stretching up the arms. Relaxing your breath. You can keep your knees bent here, or you can try to straighten out the legs, allowing your feet to kind of splay out to the side. Or, of course, taking any other variation from here that feels good. And then from here, you can bend the knees, bring your hands back down, and then we'll lift our hips up, remove the block, and then finish with the supine twist. So you can bring your knees up to your chest, your arms can be out to the side, and then keeping our shoulders down as much as we can on the ground, we're going to drop both knees to your right. Either just looking straight up, or you can take that left arm, bending at the elbow, reaching it up overhead. So really starting to slow down your breath, starting to relax a little bit deeper. And then arms out nice and long. You can just use your core to bring your knees back up to the center and then drop them over to the other side. Either just keeping your arms out long, or this time maybe taking the right arm up overhead, bending at the elbow. About 5 deep breaths here. So the supine twist is really good for neutralizing your spine. So it's good for your back and lower back. Twisting, they say, is also good for digestion. And then you can take your arms out long, bringing your knees back in through to the center. And then we'll come into a Shavasana just about 1 minute. So you can hug your knees into your chest, and then let your feet come out to the side, arms come out to the side, just complete relaxation. For the last minute or so, I have lavender essential oil. I'll put a dab on your finger, and you can either put on your wrist to inhale it, or on the top of your nose. It just helps you relax. If you want some. And just the last minute, completely relaxing. Have some. Just allowing your body to sink into the mat. Allowing just this last few moments of quiet and peace before returning to the rest of your day. From here, you can take one more deep inhale. And exhale. Yeah, maybe reach your arms up overhead, bending your knees, reawakening your body. Taking your time to come all the way up to a seat. And then when you're ready, we'll just sit up nice and tall, shoulders back. Bring your hands to your heart center. Taking one more deep breath, so nice deep inhale. So, thank you all for coming and joining me this afternoon on this day.
Thank you.